Thank y'all for tuning back into your favorite channel. Pelican Bay K9's giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Go ahead and hit it. It's totally free. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop down in them comments like your brothers and sisters always do. It's your boy PBK9 is giving it to them raw and uncut, fair and unbiased. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Big salute to all the bulldog lovers and the dog lovers from one side of the world to the other side of the world. PBK9s. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Here's my motto. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I got you some more exclusive news. If you haven't heard yet, check my last video out. Catch up with it. If you haven't checked the interview out with Humane Kennels, check that out as well. Great interview. Like I said, man, big salute to all the dog lovers from the UK. Bear 187, Bella UK, everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Mary, big salute to all my folk on the other side of the world, man. It's your boy PBK9s giving it to them the way I always do. Now, the thing is, today, we're going to make this shit short, sweet, and get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? We got some more breaking stuff that went on over the past couple days. See, a lot of y'all want to do a lot of overlooking. But PBK ain't overlooking none of that stuff. I'm giving it to you raw and uncut, fair and unbiased. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I'm just putting it out there. You see? Sometimes brothers got to know their worth. And when you know your worth, it just is what it is, man. Is what it is. You know what you bring to the table. It is what it is. And like I always say, some gonna like it, some ain't. And one thing we don't do over here on this channel, in this chat, we all got our own opinions. We all got our own everything. We don't try to fit in. If you're a dog lover and you're doing your dogs right, it ain't no fitting in. You're automatically in. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you that news. And what I want y'all brothers to do, we have them haters. We don't worry about them. We just keep stepping on them, scratching on them, however they want to call it. But what I want them to do is go find this man on this press conference that's talking all this stuff about these different folk. Because they be having such a problem about me giving the news. But they don't have a problem with this man that's about to tell you this news in a few minutes, giving that news. Know your worth, because I know mine. And I know what I bring to the table for my dogs and for my Pelican Bay Kennels name. It just is what it is, man. Just is what it is. You don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is. I got to put it out here. News, Raw Bull arrested, dog fighting charges. Now, what I will say is, y'all want to talk about the Bay and what the Bay be talking about. I be talking about what's going on real in this dog game. But if you sit back and you think, which one of these dog channels was talking about Glenn? Which one of these dog channels was bringing up and talking about Glenn before anybody Glenn wasn't on no internet? Which one I was talking about Glenn? I think that was Pro. You brought that out. Dog men who doing their thing, whatever they doing, we have nothing to do with. But you bring that underground dog stuff to this social media platforms and all that type of stuff. And then you wonder why things go the way they go for y'all boys. And you wonder why Pelican Bay gonna keep giving you the news like I told you before. I don't get no kick out of giving the news, but I give the news because that's what I do. I'm a journalist, a news anchor when it comes to these dogs. You like it, you don't, you don't. Watch your local CNN channel or news channel and just watch the news on it if you don't want to watch mine. You know? At the end of the day, like I tell y'all brothers, you got a whole bunch of folk up here on these YouTube channels that never been in the dog game, don't know the risk of none of that shit, and leading y'all brothers in the wrong direction. Wrong direction. But you ain't heard it from the Bay. You ain't heard it from the Bay. You know, it just is what it is. It is what it is. Know your worth. If you don't know your worth, how can you expect somebody else to know it? How can you expect somebody else to even handle you with worth if you don't know your own worth? You know, it just is what it is. Now, I will say, how many points you got off that, Buck City? Hey, man, y'all can look over all that stuff y'all want to look over. I ain't looking over it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't looking over it. You got the biggest indictment of all the dog community running around here on this YouTube, on these YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? Playing like it's all good, calling other dog men name out and don't want to mention their name. You know why they don't want to mention their name? Because they made a bunch of promises that they're keeping. They made a bunch of promises that they're keeping. And so they told them folk that they didn't do this, they didn't do that. So when they get back up on these videos and say what they did do, that means they lied to them folk that go back on the deal that they made with them folk. See? Buck, did you make a deal with them folk, but they lied to them, right? You made a deal with them, but you lied to them. So that's why you can't talk about Michael Myers and none of them other dogs. Let's just keep it all the way 100. Let's just keep it all the way 100. That's why you can't talk about Michael Myers and none of them other dogs. Because you made a deal with them folk. You told them whatever you told them, but you didn't. You told them that you wasn't doing nothing. But you can get other people that's doing stuff. And you know other people that's doing stuff, right? Yeah. So now you can't come up here and talk about Michael Myers, because if you do, that means you lied to them folk. That means your whole little thing goes off. And we can't figure out why a dude on probation and a dude that these folk know they told him to shut down his channel and they know he on a channel. Why is he still on channels? We can't figure out why all that's going on. And then you see, look at Raw Bull. I tell y'all brothers, that game ain't the game that you think it is. It ain't the game that you think it is. Maybe them brothers in the chat want you to think it's that game that you want to believe it is. But that's when it goes and pays to have brothers that done been through situations. Brothers who trying to tell you, yo, it ain't worth it. A little bit of reputation, a little bit of bullshit, you can take them same dogs and do other things with them, legitimate things with them, still get paid and still make your money and don't have to worry about risking your family involved. And then you want to laugh and joke at these brothers who training for protection, or the brothers who doing this or doing that, but these brothers still around. And then you don't want nobody to give you that real news. You want to play hush-hush about this and hush-hush about that. Get on Facebook and talk about who doing this and who doing that. But don't want that real news. But you ain't got to want it. You going to get it. I'm going to slap it in your face. Yeah. It's all good, man. PBK9s. I got a couple articles. Let's get into that first article. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the first article, and then we're going to get deep into that press conference. A lot of people didn't tune in to the press conference. Got the whole press conference for you. And I want you to go find them folk on the press conference that's giving that news and go riffle and raffle with them. Let's get into that first video, man. PBK9s. We walk over the haters. Like I said before, it's lonely up there. Holla at you. Holla at your boy, man.
Royal Blue Kennels writes on its website, the disclaimer makes clear that the company run by Bruce Hollywood Lowe Jr. knows dog fighting is a felony. We are not interested in going to prison at any point in time, it states. But that may be exactly where Lowe and others are heading after more than 100 dogs were seized during raids. Breaking AC has learned. The multi-agency raid drew attention Wednesday, as dogs were taken from property owned by Lowe's parents at corner of Hestown Road and Route 49 in Millville. At least 8 people have been charged so far, with accusations including racketeering, money laundering, corporate misconduct and animal torture. Yellow studs shown on the site. Authorities have remained tight-lipped about the case, even as those arrested had their first court appearances and were set to be released from the Cumberland County Jail. Affidavits and court records viewed by Breaking AC give insight into the case, which is believed to be ongoing and could grow. Police seized 103 game dogs from the Millville home, dubbed the Compound, with 2 others found dead in a pit, according to affidavits that tell a tale of a money-making enterprise that used a legitimate construction business to launder money. Bruce Lowe's mother, Terry, allegedly put the money into various accounts, using Kistler Group LLC, which the affidavits obtained by Breaking AC indicate is owned by Terry Lowe. Lowe Jr.'s Milne home was also raided, with 1 dog found. George McClinton, who lives next to the compound, had 22 dogs taken, the affidavit states. Roosevelt Hart III, 29, who is identified as Lowe Jr.'s son-in-law and business partner, had 2 dogs seized from his Broad Street home in Millville. Court documents show Lowe Jr., 45, had several people caring for and training the dogs, including Mark Runkle, who was released on a summons and not jailed. Coy Dickinson, 58, had dogs chained in the yard and living in barrels and kennels around his trailer on the Millville compound, the affidavit states. Suspected blood was found on a mural in an office structure, along with wooden walls used to construction the box/pitch used for dog fights. The affidavit for him states, Lowe Jr.'s son, 20-year-old Bryce Lowe, also was arrested, along with 37-year-old Travis Guerin of Port Elizabeth in Maurice River Township. The 7 arrested had their first appearances Thursday afternoon, where they were informed that they were being released with required court check-ins. They also are barred from having contact with any pit bulls, but can keep any pets. All except Lowe Jr. were represented by the public defender. James Leonard Jr. represented Lowe Jr. The alleged ringleader originally reached out to former Atlantic County prosecutor Damon Tyner, but Tyner was conflicted out due to his current police as a Vineland municipal prosecutor. According to what was said in court, Leonard declined to comment on the case. Lowe Jr. and his co-conspirators discussed dog fighting on Facebook, including several that belonged to chat groups where explicit videos and photos were exchanged. Lowe Jr. signs his nickname, Hollywood, on the Royal Bull Kennels website, which was still active Thursday afternoon. The site includes studs for breeding and dogs for sale, along with equipment that includes a dog treadmill device. The kennel also clones dogs. Lowe Jr. writes on the site, "We linked up with one of the leading biotechnology laboratories in China, Synagene." He writes of a move in March 2023. "They have blazed a path to recreating your pet a reality. The outcome of cloning your pet is unbelievable. The clone and the original share many of the exact attributes, such as DNA, temperament, intelligence, and appearance."
Yeah. What talk about them pedigrees get you at? It don't help you with nothing. It don't let you see nothing. I keep telling y'all boys, y'all brothers and sisters, them pedigrees run out and all that hating run out. You know, understand how to do and build your own content. Understand what this dog game about, and it is not about the same things it was about back in the 90s, back in the 80s, back in the 70s, back in the 60s and the 50s. This ain't that game. It's good for stories, it's good for talk and history and all that, but you gotta understand that you can't live like that now. You gotta understand this isn't them eras, you know, and you gotta understand, most important thing of all, you dealing with a different breed of dog man now. You're not dealing with the same breed of dog man that you were dealing with from the 90s to early 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, and all that. Different, you know, so you get different reactions. You're dealing with a dog man that bring all their news. Everything they got, they bring it to social media. That's the kind of dog man you dealing with now. You know, who they say, Hollywood? Who they say, Coy? But you want to get mad at me for saying these names, right? But these folks say these names. These folks say these names, but you don't bother them. Go bother them. Go bother them. See, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play in this press conference. I'm going to play this press conference. But I'm going to talk that dog talk first, because you got to hear what you need to hear, even though if you don't want to hear it. You see, you think your brothers who feel like you own the low, You own this, you own that. You're playing behind the curtains, this and that. You playing behind the curtains, but your homeboys or your friends or people who know your homeboys and your friends out here doing dumb stuff, getting you involved with stuff you may not be involved with, you may be involved with it. But when you think you're hiding and you think you're on the low, believe me, somebody see you. Somebody know what you got going on, because this is not the dog game that you used to coming up in the 90s. And what? Because a brother get up here and tell you, a lot of y'all think y'all on the low. A lot of y'all think y'all hiding. A lot of y'all think y'all doing shit right. Listen here, man. You only good until, like I said, until one of them folk that you're telling the shit to, tell it to the wrong person. One of them folk get in trouble. One of them folk already in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You know, put your family at risk for a little simple repetition. And what is it worth? Not a damn thing at the end of the damn day. But you're going to be on Pelican Bay damn news if you make that news. And I'm not discriminating, like I said before. You know? The hell with Buck City. 70-some, 100-some damn charges. Animal cruelty. And you damn out here putting up damn dog shows, dog channel, dog videos, selling dogs and all kind of shit. Out here like it's all good, trying to indict everybody you can indict. Trying to keep that promise to them folk. And you think I'm going to sit back and keep my mouth closed for my subscribers and my folk that's trying to do the right things and they in my chat? The hell with y'all and what the hell y'all thinking and y'all talking about. And don't come over here trying to jump on my dick when I'm giving you that news and you see how it's going down. Yes'm, as we say around here in the Carolinas, yes'm. Yes'm. Yep. Show you right. Hey, and to my brothers that may think I'm laughing about another man's downfall, never. You know, I laugh at the ignorance that's in this dog game, the hate that's in this dog game to keep y'all brothers blinded from the real shit that's going on. You know, the real shit that's going on. Now, not only am I giving y'all that news that's going down in the U.S., we got Dr. Death, who's been busted in Europe. Dr. Death, he was busted in Europe. The folk who may have or may know who Dr. Death is, my European brothers and sisters. Got some news about that. You know, where you gonna hear it first? Where you heard it first? Pelican Bay Canines, giving it to you from around the world. You know what I'm saying? Not state to state, not city to city, but from continent to continent. I'm bringing that news. I'm bringing that dog talk. Unlike no other. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like me, but you just gotta keep it real with yourself. You know, what other channel gonna give it to you like me? What other channel gonna keep it fair and uncut, raw and unbiased, like I said, man? You know, fair and uncut. And while I'm talking about these dogs, you know what I'm saying? One brother I seen ask on Facebook, because I gotta get y'all into that press conference. And we're gonna break that down. We're gonna be a little nosy today. You know, but a brother asked on Facebook, what's the difference between a dog man and a dog fancier? You know, somebody who just, you know, I know what you mean by dog fancier and a dog man. What's the difference? You know, a dog man take pride in his stock. A dog man take pride in no matter what he got. You know what I'm saying? A dog man gonna handle himself like a dog man. When I say dog man, that can mean a woman or a man. Gonna handle themselves as that dog woman, as that dog man, conduct themselves like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about a dollar to them. It's about their product, their stock, their whatever they got right there. You know, they can care less whether you take your 1,000 and leave with it. They're going to let you walk with that 1,000, that 2,000. They don't care, you know, because them, it's all about their product, making sure their product is to the standards that they hold them to. Whether that's what they giving you or who's getting the dog. You know what I'm saying? A real dog man won't just let, or a real dog woman won't just let any and everybody get their product, because they know it'll be misused. And I ain't afraid to say, a lot of these YouTube channels won't stick your chest out. You know, at the end of the day, for these dogs, like I told you before when I came in this thing, I already knew it was a bunch of cowards when it comes to these pit bulls. When it comes to standing up for these pit bulls in the right way. Bunch of cowards. Everybody want to hide their back. Everybody want to act all scared when it comes to representing and talking about the right things when it comes to these dogs. I got Master of all Bulldog jumped on me when I first started coming in, talking about hog hunting and all that. Acting like we lying about hog hunting. Acting like we faking about hog hunting when we speak on that. There's no mix up. When you get brothers who out here talking about hunting. See, listen here, man. I did that. I'm done with that. So when I speak on it, I'm not using all these cold words. If I'm talking about a match, I'm speaking about matching. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here saying about talking about hunting. If I'm really talking about rolling, no, that's what I come in at. You see, you gotta understand. All that trying to hide and cover up shit, it ain't working. Like I told y'all brothers and sisters before, you gotta live a perfect life. And all them folk gotta do is catch you slipping one time, and you gotta move perfect. You can't make one mistake, and all they gotta do is just get up. And they're not worried about making mistakes. They worry about you making a mistake, knowing you gonna make one, because you can't live a perfect life. You can't live a perfect dog life when you're trying to do it on that level. And like I said before, imagine me trying to get out here and trying to make a dog a 5-time winner, a grand champion, and then want to brag about it. I know that won't happen. I know that will not happen if I was even into that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to play ignorant. You know what a nigga is? An ignorant person. No matter what color you is. An ignorant person. I'm not going to play ignorant. You know what I'm saying? When I know what time it is out here with these folk. It don't matter who you want to blame it on. The officers or your comrades that's out here putting them on you. It don't matter who you want to blame it on somebody, but the game ain't what you think it is. It's what them folks say it is. PBK9s, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like I said before, we make champions. We make stars. Every dog in my yard a damn star. Every dog in my yard damn known. From the top to the bottom. I'm giving you that dog news, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you that dog news. That's all I can do. Like it, they like it. Don't, you don't. Let's get into this press conference. And we're going to do a whole lot of talking about it when it's done. Raw Bull Kennel goes down. Another dog kennel goes down for what they say, dog fighting stuff. I'm not here to plead the innocence or the guilty. I'm here to give you the news. Here to give you the news and give you something to value more than an old damn pedigree or a fucking lie that these brothers and sisters gassed up off of. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all brothers, y'all heroes ain't my heroes. Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you. Let's get into that press conference. Raw Bull, dog fighting, bus.
Prosecution of an alleged dogfighting operation in what we believe is the largest dogfighting ring ever busted in the state of New Jersey. We're continuing to gather evidence in the case, and more information will become available as this case moves through the criminal justice process. Given the ongoing nature of the investigation, there may be some questions today that we cannot answer. But after all our speakers have made their remarks and have had an opportunity to share their thoughts, we'll take whatever questions and answer whatever we can. On Wednesday, April 3rd, investigators from the Division of Criminal Justice and the New Jersey State Police executed search warrants at 2 properties in Cumberland County and at a home in Atlantic County in connection with an alleged dogfighting network operation that was operating in Cumberland County. Members of the New Jersey State Police Teams Unit arrived before dawn to secure the property so that a team of animal care specialists could confirm the nature of the activity at the location, examine the dogs, and relocate them to safety. This formidable and heart-wrenching task unfolded throughout the day in pouring rain, and we cannot thank the individuals involved in this operation enough. They're true heroes, and I'm sure they went home or to hotel rooms to warm up and get a well-deserved rest, knowing that through their actions, more than 120 abused and neglected dogs were spending their first nights in safety and comfort. Dogfighting is illegal in New Jersey, both for spectators and for operators. Dogfighting is a cruel and barbaric practice that must never be tolerated. And make no mistake, in New Jersey, our law enforcement agencies are committed to investigating reports of dogfighting and to bringing perpetrators to justice. Wednesday's searches and subsequent arrests of 8 individuals allegedly involved in this dogfighting operation are the result of an extensive investigation into 2 businesses at the compound: Royal Bull Kennels, LLC, a dog breeding business, and Kister Group, LLC, a construction business. While these businesses provided a front, the Royal Bull Kennels, or RBK, was quite simply in the business of buying and selling fighting dogs for profit and taking substantial stud fees from other breeders to breed their dogs with RBK's dogs. The Director of the Division of Criminal Justice, Stephen Furketic, will elaborate on the charges in a few moments, and a complete list of charges will be shared. While all defendants enjoy the presumption of innocence, the dogs found on the property this week tell their own stories. More than 100 dogs were found at the Maurice Township compound. Based on the evidence collected, these dogs were often tortured and abused to an unimaginable degree. We know that on multiple instances, dogs were strapped to an ATV and forced to run at speeds as high as 14 miles an hour, often for long periods of time, in at least one instance, even exceeding an hour. All of this was done so that these dogs would be prepared to fight to their deaths, just so that the perpetrators of these acts could line their profits. What other hell these dogs endured, I honestly don't even dare to imagine. For many, dogs are more than just pets. They're our companions who deliver unconditional love. I know in my house, my dog Toby is the first family member I see every morning. When I get up at the crack of dawn, he's there. When I get home after a long day's work, he's there. No matter what's happening in my life, he brings a smile to my face. You probably all know the old quote from President Truman, "If you want a friend in Washington, get a dog." That rings very true in my house. And I simply cannot fathom how someone could hurt an animal so loving. Even these dogs, who were certainly not treated and loved as companion animals, greeted the law enforcement officers and staff from the Humane Society with wagging tails. It is our responsibility in law enforcement to protect the most vulnerable of our society, not merely for their sake, but for ours as well. My deepest thanks go to the many agencies that played a role in this investigation and this week's operation. As always, the New Jersey State Police, under the leadership of Colonel Patrick Callahan, helped lead this investigation and the operation this week. A special thanks to Detective Dominic Cortuccio, Detective Sergeant Adam DeChico, Detective Sergeant First Class George Augie for their roles in this effort. Support was also provided, and I'm grateful for the United States Department of Agriculture. And I also want to recognize the team at the Division of Criminal Justice who have been working tirelessly on this case under the leadership of Director Furketic. In particular, AAG and Deputy Director Eric Dabb, DAG Heather Hausleben, who is prosecuting this case, and DAG Andre Arojo, who is handling the forfeiture of the seized property. We also, and I personally want to cannot thank enough, the Humane Society of the United States for being on site and for caring for the dogs seized on Wednesday. Humane Society team members were on site throughout the execution of the search warrant. The team included 3 veterinarians who evaluated the conditions of the dogs and administered care as needed. This team transported the animals to safe locations where they will be temporarily housed. As these animals receive the care they deserve, we know there are many more across the nation in the same situation. They're living lives of pain and agony for someone else's profits. I encourage everyone to help us end this nightmare so that far too many animals endure each day. If you suspect dogfighting or abuse or neglect, please contact your local law enforcement. As we're showing today, we will act on it. It is ultimately up to us to speak for all of those in our communities who cannot speak for themselves, and that includes the animals we all love so dearly. Again, I want to thank everyone who assisted in this effort, and those who continue to support the dogs that were rescued. It's now my honor to turn the podium over to the Colonel and Superintendent of the State Police, Patrick Callahan.
Thanks, General. I'll be brief and echo some of the Attorney General's remarks here. I think a lot of times when those around the state or country think about law enforcement operations, they think about our efforts in reduction of gun violence, of auto theft, of fentanyl overdoses. So in this instance, it certainly serves as a tremendous source of pride for me as a trooper and certainly as a dog owner and dog lover, the efforts by 12 different agencies beyond the state police just shows that level of collaboration that I think a lot of the other states around this country look to us as to how we do that and how do we come against those greatest challenges. And what was, I think, more than a 2-year strategic investigation shows a tremendous amount of perseverance, a tremendous amount of compassion. So I thank you, certainly to George and Dominic and to the troops that were involved. I know the Attorney General mentioned the Humane Society of the United States. That's not an easy search warrant to execute, and to see those dogs go from a pouring rain status into a warm place does my heart well. To the AG's point, on a personal note, I had a rescue named Rudy Clyde, blue tick coonhound from Alabama. Sadly, had to put him down on St. Patty's Day 2 years ago, but my daughter brings their dog Jewel, my son brings their golden retriever Rockney, and they never have to ask, can we bring the dog, Dad, because they are family. So this case, on a personal level, really does my heart well. From the state police, we had almost a dozen different units involved in this, and you think of the magnitude of what happened from a legal authority, 150 separate requests from communications data warrants, from grand jury subpoenas, search warrants, just an incredible amount of effort, and certainly to the support from the Division of Criminal Justice. It was not an easy investigation, and I know that from being briefed on it. But what it shows is that spirit of collaboration, and not doing it for a child, not doing it for an elderly person, but doing it for those greatest friends amongst us, for those dogs that now can have a life not of torture, but one of peace, and hopefully come into loving families and understand actually what it is to be loved by a different family member. So completely honored and humbled to be a part of what is the largest seizure and takedown of a dog fighting ring in the history of the state of New Jersey. So completely honored to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Colonel. You know, as you were talking about that, I remember that St. Patrick's Day, and the Colonel's a pretty tough guy. I mean, you're not the superintendent of the state police if you're not, but not on that day. And I think we all can relate. It's now my honor to turn the podium over to the Director of the Division of Criminal Justice, Stephen Furketic.
Thank you, General. As has been stated today, today's charges are a result of a long-term, outstanding, collaborative law enforcement effort by the Division of Criminal Justice, the State Police, and by the many other partners that helped us out with the takedown that happened this week. We are so grateful to the Humane Society for their assistance in helping us care for the rescued dogs. We cannot thank you enough. And the criminal network that we have identified and charged with the crimes discussed today, they face significant penalties. Bruce Lowe Jr., age 44, of Millmain, New Jersey, the alleged leader of the conspiracy, faces 18 charges, including racketeering in the second degree, money laundering in the second degree, leading a dogfighting network, promoting organized crime, multiple counts of dogfighting, and animal cruelty. Lowe Jr.'s co-defendants include Terry Lowe, age 67, of Maurice River, Bryce Lowe, age 20, of Maurice River, Roosevelt Hart, 29, of Millmay, Coy Dickinson, age 58, of Maurice River, Travis Guerin, age 38, of Port Elizabeth, Mark Runkle, age 42, of Maurice River, and William McClinton, age 68, of Maurice River. Lowe Jr.'s co-defendants have been charged with racketeering in the second degree, and certain defendants have also been charged with money laundering in the second degree and dogfighting charges. Also charged, as mentioned before, are the entities that were owned and operated by members of the conspiracy, including Royal Bull Kennels and the construction company, the Kisdare Group. The potential penalties for these charges are significant. Second-degree charges carry a sentence of 5 to 10 years in state prison and a fine of up to $150,000. Third-degree charges carry a sentence of 3 to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000. Every day, the Division of Criminal Justice works across New Jersey, across county lines, to disrupt sophisticated criminal networks that are driving violence and harm across the state. And this case marks another success in our effort to carry out that mission. I cannot thank the members of the Division of Criminal Justice that worked tirelessly on this investigation over the past weeks and months, the state police for being incredible partners in this, and their incredible efforts this week in terms of bringing this to a head and taking care of an extraordinarily challenging execution of a search warrant on Wednesday, and all of
it's been mentioned, and I mentioned it, and I want to just underscore again the incredible partnership we have with the Humane Society, and also reiterate how difficult this operation was, both at an operational level, but I think for many also at a personal level. I really want to thank the Humane Society for being there to provide the care for these animals that they deserved and they were too often denied. And to that end, I'd like to invite Adam Parascandola, the Vice President of Animal Rescue Team at the Humane Society of the United States, to the podium to share a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Well, I want to start out by thanking all of the agencies involved as well in this incredible operation, and we were honored to be asked to assist and to be a part of it. As you've heard, this was a significant undertaking for all of the agencies involved, and again, we are just really grateful to have been able to play a part of that. I'm sure most people would like to hear an update on the dogs, so I will give that. So the dogs, we removed them, obviously, on the day. It was pouring down rain, and as the Attorney General mentioned, one of the things that we were really struck by was that despite the fact that it was pouring down rain, many of the dogs were visibly shivering in the weather. They still came out of their shelters to come and greet us when we were coming up to remove them from the kennels. And that just speaks so strongly to the bond between dogs and people. And, we need to honor that bond. And I think we're really excited that these dogs now will get the chance to live the life that we want and all dogs deserve to live, and that they will be now have a life where that bond is honored and they are allowed to live on people's couches and come inside their homes. And so they are currently at an undisclosed location. We are still going through doing more significant exams. We did triage exams on site, but many of these dogs needed x-rays and things like that for old injuries, untreated injuries, and obviously the treatment that has to come after that. So today, that's why many of my colleagues could not be here, because they are still going through those exams and helping to treat those dogs. But they are in a warm place. They all have comfortable bedding. They're getting toys. They're getting enrichment. And it's very rewarding to see them start to come out of their shell and really are excited just to spend time with people and have the attention that they need. So again, thank you very much for having us and inviting us to assist you in this case. And just a couple of words on dogfighting. Dogfighting is a really important issue to us. The dogs generally, typically in dogfighting situations, suffer horrendously. Even dogs that win fights often do not survive or have massive injuries from those fights, and the amount of cruelty and suffering involved in these endeavors for the dogs is really shocking. And so again, to know that these dogs now are safe and will not have to face any of that kind of cruelty from this point forward is just something everybody here should be proud of who worked on that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam, to you and your colleagues, including all the folks who are currently working with these dogs, as you've mentioned. God bless them and thank them. I also neglected to, but want to also thank First Assistant Lindsay Rotolo, who worked extremely hard alongside the relevant agencies in prosecuting this case. As I said, this is an ongoing investigation, so there may be things we can't answer, but I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
Trying to get an idea of the reach of this investigation. When we've covered dogfighting rings before, they're usually always tied to drug trafficking, child pornography, a lot of other crimes. Is that something that you're still investigating, and that these defendants that currently are charged can face more charges for different crimes?
Yeah, as I said, this is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment at all about potential further charges.
Could you say that, I mean, are you investigating more across the country that could be linked to this, or people that were buying the dogs, or are they under investigation too?
I can't comment on the nature of the investigation beyond what I've said so far. Thank you.
So since the USDA was there, that's federal, right? So, and you guys are the lead agency, but do you also, could they also face federal charges? Because are federal agencies involved too?
Again, we've announced the charges that we're announcing today, but as I said, this very much remains an ongoing investigation. And if anybody has any leads, we encourage you to please come forward.
As far as how long the investigation's been, you said, Colonel, a couple of years that it's been going on. We've heard from some animal advocacy groups in New Jersey. One of them said that they tipped off the FBI in 2021. So I'm wondering, you don't have to say who tipped them off, but I'm wondering if this investigation began from a tip.
Yeah, I can't comment on the nature of how the investigation started, but these investigations are complex, and I really want to commend the teams that worked for an extended period of time, pursuing every investigative lead to bring, as you just heard, a series of very serious charges against the alleged defendants.
I'll keep going. So another thing you may not be able to answer this, but I'll just ask, is that, Vineland, there's been ties to the Sinaloa cartel with drug trafficking down in that area. So there's rumors that the Sinaloa cartel, which is one of the most dangerous, terrifying cartels in the world, has connections to this.
Yeah, I'm going to disappoint you. And beyond what we've said, this is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment further on any investigative leads, other than to say that, as I've said, anybody who has information that they think is relevant to this investigation, we encourage you to please come forward.
And as far as bail that they've received, and maybe I misunderstood it, but I thought that it read that they're able to be at home now, and they aren't allowed contact with pit bulls, but they're still allowed contact with animals. I was wondering if that's something that you already were.
Right. Again, based on the court's public safety recommendation, we agreed to certain conditions, including limitations on contact with animals and travel restrictions. But as the general said, we can't discuss this beyond that, as it's an ongoing prosecution.
Okay, but you did just say that you had limited access to animals. Did I understand that right?
The conditions include limitations on access to animals for the defendants. Yes.
So then that means there's still access to animals that they're allowed. They're just limited.
We can't discuss this beyond what we've set forth today in this prosecution. But that's all we can say for now.
I want to thank everybody again for their time and their effort to bring this very important case. And again, it's an ongoing investigation, and we will update you as appropriately. Thank you.
Now that's the press conference. Y'all hold up. We ain't finished quite yet with this conference. Y'all listen. Nobody gonna talk. We just gonna listen to the background and see. We're gonna be nosy for a few minutes. See what they talking about. See what we can hear in this background of this press conference. What they talking about, these guys with this dog fighting stuff. Like I tell y'all brothers, somebody gotta have the nuts to say it. The game that you thought is over. You don't want to realize it. Them folks, they don't mind it. Like I said before, that's job security for them. Job security for them. Hey, you gotta live your perfect life with your perfect dogs, making sure you make every move perfect. Every single fucking day. But let's listen to this stuff, man. Let's be nosy. Let's listen real good.
Okay.
I felt that I was like,
Yeah, so right now we're obviously going through the assessment process, but I can tell you generally how we work. So we don't do direct adoptions. We're not a brick and mortar shelter, so we work with shelter partners around the country.
and that's why they were all.
We have them all currently. But what we generally recommend is for people to go to our website as we place dogs. As long as our shelter partners agree, we have a list, so if people are interested in adopting, they can see which shelters or rescues are the animals for the case, and then they can, contact that rescue to adopt. Yeah.
They're excited.
Okay, yeah, this is David.
Yep,
Okay, sorry. So that's what they, we ask them.
Yes, I'm now the New Jersey state director for.
Oh, so you guys knew each other from before?
Yes, she grew up with my ex-husband.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Jersey's a small place.
Yeah, I guess so. So I mean, if just people can go to the website and we will update it as soon as we have. But I mean, it's going to be, we may move some, especially moms and puppies out quickly, but it'll take time to get all of the dogs.
Yeah.
Well, all I can do is give it to you, man. All I can do is give it to you. Like I said before, you don't want to talk about what's real. You want to talk about bullshit. Bullshit. They say them guys the top 5 breeders in the world, right? Top 5 breeders in the country, world, whichever one. I never heard about them till pros start talking about them. I seen them in the magazines, I seen them in the magazines. But I tell y'all, brothers, you ain't in the dog game and you talk about stuff that shouldn't be talked about on this YouTube for brothers who you don't know how they living. When it come to me, I know how I'm living. When it come to anybody that get on my stories or my interviews, I'm never interviewing somebody who want to talk to me about this modern day stuff. I can care less what's going on with this modern day stuff if it's not the damn news. I don't want to hear about your modern day shows, who won this, who won that. That's why I tell y'all, every time you go to hear about a show, you're on Facebook with it, you bunch of corny ass dog men. That's the difference between a dog man, my brother, and a dog fancy, or a dog whatever the hell they want to be. It just is what it is, man. And like I said before, you want to act like you're hiding from this. You want to act like you want to act like you think you on the low. You ain't on the low. Not when you got folk like that caught 100 and some animal cruelty charges like Buck City that's running around here floating around. No, you ain't on the low. No. Not when you got all your friends doing all kind of stuff. Not when you got, no, man. What y'all want? Hold on, I know what y'all want. Let's talk about, let's see, Red Pirates pedigree real quick. The Red Pirates, dog. Let's break the pedigree down and talk about the background and what he's producing. And, that's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear that real shit. One thing about it, though, you can't control this. The real shit is out here. It's out here. And like I said before, that's why you're rocking with my channel now. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to my brothers and sisters down in the chat. Big salute to City Boy Kennels, Mr. 216, Mr. Biggs. Big salute to all y'all brothers, man. Hunt Down, Liquid Lucky, Russell Shaw, Legion Fury 13. All my brothers to be rocking with the Bay down in the chat. Bear 187, like I said. All my folk, man, from one continent to the next continent. Oh, we got Dr. Death as well. Got to give y'all Dr. Death as well. But I had to give y'all that raw bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real dog news from a real dog man that been through it, that don't want you to go through it. You see? That's why I tell Garcia to get up here and talk about, maybe we can save brothers from going through these situations. Yeah, it's hard to talk about all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about that. It's only thing a brother want to talk about is something, whether they're getting $1 out your pocket from a puppy, a paper, or a dog rash. It don't make no difference. It's only to benefit them. If it's not benefiting them, they don't give a fuck about you. That's why they ain't gonna never be able to compete with the Bay, man. No matter what they do, say, however. Blacks, whites, Spanish, Orientals, every fucking body rocking with the Bay, man. Jamaicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, they all rocking with the Bay. Russians, Chinese, everybody. They want that real shit, man. And like I said before, you just gotta have it in you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing you can buy. You can't buy your way in the dog game. You can't buy realness. You can't buy the it factor. You don't got it, lay the fuck back and watch it. Lay the fuck back and watch it unfold in your fucking face. Big salute out to my brothers who I ain't sent salute out to down in them chats. They be rocking with me hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if y'all rock with all them other dog channels. Just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It ain't that serious to go out here with that faking and fraud shit. Y'all brothers won't accept nobody write you a fake ass check, but you want somebody to write you a fake ass dream and a fake ass fantasy dog damn story or dog damn chat. Man, listen here, man. Dr. Death, European dog fighting bus. You know where you heard it from. PBK9s, doing it the way I'm doing it, standing how I'm standing on it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I want to send a big salute and a big shout out to my Savior, Christ. My Savior is Christ. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what y'all call him and what y'all name him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I'm back to my feet, giving it to you how I got to give it to you.
Dog fights were held at a property owned by Billy and Amy Ledley in Tackley, Essex. 4 people have been found guilty of helping to run a dog fighting ring that organized bouts across Europe. RSPCA officers found dogs had been chained to treadmills at a house in Essex owned by Philip Ali, known in the dog fighting world as Dr. Death. Fights had been held at a property in Tackley as well as in the Republic of Ireland and France. A trial heard. The defendants, who shared match reports on the bouts, will be sentenced at Chelmsford Crown Court on June 3. The RSPCA investigation was launched after an officer visited 67-year-old Ali's address in Manford Way, Chigwell, in August 2021. During several visits to the property, visibly injured dogs were found alongside a stick used to break up dog fights and a DIY vet kit, including a text entitled "The Dog Repair Book." Image source: RSPCA. Image caption: The dog fighting gang built a bespoke arena for bouts during a trip to France. Kirsty with Noel, of the charity's Special Operations Unit, said treadmills the dogs had been chained to were found in a garden room. She added that Ali had recorded hours worth of WhatsApp voice notes planning fights and describing the injuries dogs had suffered in previous illegal bouts. Her colleague CH Insby and Mudd added, the mobile phone was a goldmine of information and evidence. It contained graphic videos and images of brutal dog fights, and match reports following organized fights. Evidence gathered from Ali's phone led to Essex police raiding a property owned by Billy Ledley, 38, and his wife Amy, 39, in Bambers Green, Tackley. Officers seized 16 dogs from the address, including a large number of bull breeds thought to have been used for fighting, with Billy Ledley having refereed several bouts. Image source: RSPCA. Image caption: Philip Ali wrote match reports summarizing dog fights he had helped to organize. Ms. with Noel said a dog fighting pit with blood splatters on the wall, measuring 12 feet, 3.65 meters, by 8 feet, 2.43 meters, was discovered in the property's garage. Forensic tests undertaken on 10 samples from the illegal arena confirmed the blood came from at least 5 different dogs, the RSPCA said. A further warrant executed at a home owned by Stephen Brown, 56, in Borough Road, Chigwell, saw books about dog fighting and a vet kit discovered. A dog was recovered by Merseyside police during another raid at an address in Berrywood Drive, Wiston, near Prescott. Match reports of dog fights were also found on Ollie's phone and detailed the brawls in gory detail. Bonnie now getting tired, loss of blood in one of her front legs has been broken, possible both, and then she starts to lay down and it's going one way, one read. A voice note sent by Ollie took Brown had matched 2 dogs for fights with prize pots of up to £5,000, and another message said a previous fight had lasted 45 minutes. Image source, RSPCA. Image caption. The fight organizers did not take their dogs to the vets in order to avoid arousing suspicions and instead tried to heal the animals themselves. The RSPCA said it had safeguarded a number of dogs, but that some who had been involved in fights had never been found. Speaking outside of court, Mr. Muddett said, the information on the phone linked most of the defendants together, and we could see that they'd been involved in at least 4 dog fights. Billy Ledley was found guilty of 8 offenses under the Animal Welfare Act 2006. While Amy Ledley was convicted of 3 offenses. Ollie was found guilty of 9 offenses and Brown convicted of 5.
Now, once all your boys done got indicted out on that page, don't come running your ass back over here. You know what I'm saying? Don't come running your ass back over here. My brother Eli said he gonna miss this page. Hey, we'll be running. At the end of the day, we had a seat for, left out there for you back in the back. You know, it just is what it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta make the decisions y'all feel like is right at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I don't kiss ass like that boy M1. I ain't no brown noser. Got my own dog credentials. Do my own dog thing. You know what I'm saying? Do my own dog thing. Melio, what's happening, girl? Come here. Come. Up. Come. Good girl. Hold up, I'm gonna bring Meliola up here real quick to see if I can get up here in this camera. Let's go, girl. Yeah. What's up, puppy? Yeah. What's up, puppy? Yeah. You wanna say something on the mic? What you wanna tell all them fake dog men with all that bootleg yellow stuff? Lick your tongue out if you want to talk about that bootleg yellow. Lick your tongue out one time. Okay. You want to talk about that bootleg yellow? Okay. Lick your tongue out 2 times if you say that thug and that Thor, that bootleg yellow stuff. Lick your tongue 2 times. Okay, we got 2 licks. Okay. Lick your tongue out 3 times. If Buck City getting everybody indicted. Oh my goodness. Girl, shut your mouth. Pelican Bay Canines, man. Uncut, raw, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Holla at your boy. At the end of the day, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.
And what love endures, nothing reaches above you, for I'm so completely yours. Wait a minute. To hear folks chatter, and I know you cheat.
Who that shit up, tough man?
Right on.